this is Yaso, and today I am going to talk about a few things. I wasn't really sure what to talk about in this video or if I should talk at all, but I asked in a Discord channel that I'm in, and somebody brought up the idea of talking about future projects and what I'm looking forward to doing, what what I'm gonna do in the future, and blah blah blah. And normally I don't really think about these things. I just kind of go with the flow. But lately I have been thinking about making a comic series. Publish it and everything. It's self-publishing probably. It's gonna be my first comic ever. So, um, that's gonna be. It's gonna be a small project kind of deal that I can probably sell in conventions or something. I don't really think that I'm gonna aim for, selling my comic in stores or anything like that. But you never know. And I guess today I want to talk about a little bit about my comic ideas and get some feedback about them, I guess. And let's start off with what ideas I have. I have a billion ideas. Who doesn't? Any creative person probably has sat down and written down like billion character ideas or billion story ideas after, watching a movie or playing a game or something like that. You get inspiration from everything. Um, and I guess like the very first idea I had, which I've had this idea for since middle school probably, and I just kind of draw her. You probably have seen her. Her name is Yaso, and she is the name of my channel. And I don't know if I'll ever actually make a comic out of her. I really want to because she's like one of my favorite. Not my favorite. It's like choosing your favorite children, and I can't really choose who my favorite like creation is, but she is one of my first favorite, not first, oh my god, I keep saying favorite, one of my first creations. One of my first character creations I have ever made, and that is Captain Yasso. And she, I guess I'll put a little picture of her here. You probably have seen her in my gallery quite a few times. But her story keeps fluctuating. I'm not really sure what to do with her, other than she is a space pirate. Space pirate. I took a lot of inspiration from Captain Harlock, Esmeralda. Those really really old animes that you probably have never heard of because you're like 12 and I'm like 500 years old. But yeah, I took inspiration from those animes and I made Yaso, but her actual design was actually based off of Asuka from Evangelion. Even though I've never actually watched Evangelion or cared about Evangelion, please don't kill me for saying that, but I actually really don't care about Evangelion. Every time I try to watch it, I would fall asleep or I would just lose interest. Anyway, moving on. The second character that I do want to do something with is Na, and I'll put a picture of her up here. I did a speed drawing of her not long ago with her boyfriend, or one of her boyfriends. Anyway, and she's this little fox girl. I drew her when I was in a pretty dark place in high school. I was, not doing so well. I wasn't doing well in classes. I was just a mess. I was a mess in high school, and I made her, and she's like this happy little fox girl. And her story is that she's adopted by this family, and her adoptive mom becomes abusive, and her adoptive brother basically takes her, and they run off to a home, and it's like it's gonna be like a slice of life kind of story. It does have a lot of romance and drama, and that's the kind of idea I have in my head, but I haven't really done anything with that either. I did start concept sketches of like what the first few panels will be like, but again, I never did anything with that. But I think that's the one that might be the project that I do. Excuse me. excuse me, that might be the project that I do for like the short comic for conventions and stuff like that, because I feel like it's an easier kind of story to pull through. That's probably one of the most finished stories I have written down. But that's not, I haven't really done anything with it again. I'm just lazy. I don't know. Another character that you might have seen, actually I did do a speed drawing of her. Her name is Teresa, and she's my little succubus. And her story is pretty funny. One time me and my husband were sitting down, we were just talking. We like to like bounce off ideas off of each other because he's a writer. I'll link down below his, short stories that I have illustrated. And one time we were sitting down, we were like just throwing ideas, and Teresa came up, and her story, she's like this southern girl, and she's this succubus, but she she was adopted by human parents, and when she started hitting puberty, like her father, or her adopted father, was, I guess, like, he was scared of being around her, so he decided to leave the family. And ever since then, like, she's been like, she hates the fact that she's a succubus, so she just kind of like hides it. She wears like hoodies and stuff like that to hide her wings and her horns. And she goes to a school in the city now where there's like, monster kids everywhere, but she refuses to, admit the fact that she's a succubus, because that is gross and dirty and whatever. And I think she's another one of those stories that I have like really thought about and like kind of like I guess I have more of her story in mind, because, or like her backstory in mind, because my husband helped me with that one. So that one's like another one that I might do for like a convention too. Like, I think the Not story and her story would probably be like back to back, because I think with Teresa's it's just gonna be like a funny like slice of life comedy kind of deal, like, I don't know, growing up story, whatever those are called. And yeah, I have like a billion other characters that I want to do like stories for, and I'm starting to think that maybe I should just merge them all into one thing, like have a little short story compilation comic thing, because then I have like Syria, who's like a super strong like Spanish girl who has lived her entire life underground in the mines. And then I have Murgu, who's like a demon who grew up in the church because a priest picked her up, and then she has this scarab thing on her chest that she fills up with blood of the young girls to keep the image of a human girl. There's a lot there's a lot of ideas in this brain, but I've never really put anything down. And I guess reason why I haven't put anything down is probably because of like the internet. The fear of like rejection and all that stuff. But I'm in my late 20s, and I am now starting to not give a crap about anything. So all these ideas I've had for years, I decided, screw it. Like, I'm just gonna do it. Like I say in every single video, just do it. And I think, what better example than just making a video, making a comic and stuff like that. And I hope that as I go on, I'll show you guys how I make the panels and all that stuff in future videos, and hopefully you guys will find my ideas interesting. Yeah. I also wanted to talk about just fears of starting a comic. I did mention that the internet is such a huge scary place, and I wanted to basically touch up on that, because I've been seeing a lot of artists just basically being chased away by the internet and the communities and fandoms and stuff like that. I try not to draw a lot of fan art, but for this video, I'm drawing Miku from the Sand Planet music video because I just really liked it. I really like that music video. It's really cool, and it's like one of the most recent like anime things that I feel comfortable drawing, that I won't like offend anybody. But back to topic. The fears of starting a comic, which I am now starting to get over, mostly because I'm putting myself out there more, and more people are starting to follow me, which I appreciate it so much. If you would like to subscribe to me and listen to my lovely voice further, or watch my artwork and completely mute me, because that's totally fine too, go ahead and do that. And I also have a Twitter and Instagram, which my Instagram has more personal pictures, doesn't have really much art anyway. I also have a Tumblr. I don't have a DeviantArt anymore, and that's another story. Anyways, yes, shameless little plug there. Go follow me if you really want to. Anyway, going back to the fears starting a comic. And I think that a lot of people have this same fear because when you're young, you're innocent, you just create things. At least back in the day, you just create things and put them out there, and people will like it. People might not like it, but they won't really voice their opinion. But nowadays, I feel like more and more people have more of a I guess they oh, how do I put this? Oh no, my brain is breaking down. I guess like they have more what do you call that, examples. They have more examples of like what people put out and what kind of content people like, and all that stuff. Sorry, I had I had quite the brain fart there. But with all that example, like, people tend to be very hesitant on posting and creating any comics or anything like that. And I admit I was one of them that was really scared of trying to create anything, in fear of rejection, basically. And it's not easy to put yourself out there, especially when you feel like you're still growing as an artist. And I have a few points here that I wrote down, which were my fears of starting a comic. And I talk big and whatever, but I'm still pretty scared of doing these things, like of not doing these things, but like of putting myself out there and putting my ideas out there, because they're my ideas. They're like my babies. I want to protect them. One of the biggest fears I had, and I'm pretty sure some of you might have had this before, is especially if you're doing a webcomic, is fear of your style, of your artistic capabilities changing halfway through. And it'll be pretty noticeable if you are doing a webcomic for years. I've noticed this in a lot of webcomics, and for the most part, I don't really mind it. I don't care. And it seems like the artists themselves don't care. But if you're scared of that, and you come to an end to your comic, you can always just redraw it. You can always redraw those first 500 chapters or whatever, if you really want to. If it really bothers you that much, you can always redraw it. Nobody is stopping you from just redoing everything for publishing purposes. And I've been watching a lot of I forgot the name of the show. I might plug it somewhere around here. But it's basically a show where they follow manga artists, and it's crazy because they have such like strict schedules and like these crazy like amount of work to do in such a short amount of time, and that's something that you can do yourself if you're really scared of your style changing. Just, create a crap ton of pages right off the bat, and try to get like your entire story done in like a month. Like you can try and like kill yourself like that, but if you're really scared of that, like your style changing or whatever, because I know I'm scared of that because I'm pretty lazy, and I know that I'll probably put off my comic for friggin' months or something, but I'll try to be a little bit more I guess disciplined on my time and schedule. Let's see. The second fear of creating a comic or any kind of content online is the fear of no one reading or liking it. And honestly, I don't know what to say about this because I'm terrified of people not even, looking at my artwork. Like, that's a fear that I have every single day, that I'm not relevant, I'm not famous, I'm not this, I'm not that. I feel really irrelevant a lot of times, and all I can say is just do it for yourself. Like, just do the comic for yourself. Really, there's not much I can say about this one because people are gonna like it or people are not gonna like it, and you don't know unless you do it. So that's I'm rambling, but I'm trying to like prep myself up to do this as well. Another fear is backlash from the online community. And what I mean about this is that there are some people who fear writing characters that they are not representing themselves. So, for example, I am a Latina girl, but should I be writing for a trans Asian mixed or non-binary, you know what I mean? Like, should I fear writing a character who I don't know anything about? No, I shouldn't be scared. Just do research, like talk to people who are or whatever culture that you're not, get yourself more, I guess, I don't know, just study the other cultures, study other people, and that way you can write them properly, I guess. You're always gonna have like some group of people that are not gonna like what you wrote, thinking that it's problematic because maybe you make a gay villain, and that's not okay to some people. But in all honesty, like, not everybody's perfect. Like, there are gonna be gay people out there who are evil, and there are gonna be gay people out there who are amazing, wonderful people. But you can't censor yourself. You just can't. If you want to write, a evil like white woman, do it. If you want to write an evil Asian man, do it. Like, who cares? Just do it. If it's relevant to the story, if it makes sense, just do it. Like, if it's just you being hateful and phobic of these people, then maybe you shouldn't do it because that's just mean. But anyway, that's pretty much it. At the end of the day, like, if you're the one who made it like, you're the one who's making it, so do whatever makes you happy. Keep in mind other people. Obviously, you don't want to be a total asshole, but just don't be scared of putting yourself out there, because in the end of the day, you're the one who's doing it. They're not the ones doing it. And if you like your own project, then screw it. Just put it out there. Maybe someone else might like it too. And that's the end of my video. I rambled a lot in this one. I guess you know, once I'm given a topic, I tend to just go on, and I'm terribly sorry about that. But if you guys have any questions, I could, you know, make a Q&A kind of video sometime in the near future, if I get enough questions. And if you have any topics that you would like me to talk about, or, you know, get a little bit more familiar with, just leave a comment below and let me know. I'll be continuing doing these videos. I'm gonna try and shoot for 2 videos a week, maybe 3 if I, you know, get my lazy butt to think of more topics to talk about. If not, I'll just keep doing the speed video kind of deal, with just music in the background if you guys like those instead. But yeah, let me know down below. Thank you for watching. Keep doing what you like to do. Like I always say in every video, just do it. Pick up that pencil, draw, write down whatever it is that you like, all your ideas, all of your creativity. Just let it out. Okay, bye.